Welcome to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany. Here we talk about all the food happenings around Acadiana. If you like food, tune in. You might learn something new. We are doing a special on-location show. We're at the Lafayette Farmers and Artisans Market, which is at Moncus Park. We generally have one of the vendors on for the first Sunday of the show. I happen to be out of town for that show, so we decided why not do something different, come to the market and interview a few of the different vendors and maybe some people that are shopping at the market to show how important this market is to everyone. And joining me now for the first segment is going to be E.B. Brooks. She is the Executive Director of Moncus Park, Lafayette Central Park, better known as the Horse Farm. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks so much for being here and for naming all the names people might recognize us by.
Right. You guys have a lot of names. That can kind of get a little confusing. How do you guys kind of keep it straight?
So the property used to be known as the Horse Farm. The nonprofit formed to develop this into a beautiful world-class park. It's called Lafayette Central Park because we always knew it would be named after a benefactor, and that benefactor is Mr. Moncus. So it is going to be called Moncus Park, but most people know it as the Horse Farm. Some people know our nonprofit name of Lafayette Central Park, but eventually it's all going in the Moncus Park direction.
I made it here right when they rang the bell, and as soon as he rang the bell for the start of market, it just smelled like bacon, and I think that they planned that on purpose. I'm wondering if that happens every market or not, but it's a good plan, and it needs to happen all the time.
It was pretty amazing. It was kind of like, that Folgers jingle. We need to figure out a market jingle just because it was like, woo! Everybody's eyes lit up. You're like, where's that bacon?
So how does it feel? Because this park has been key to you since college, and it started out as a project to save the horse farm. I remember seeing those bumper stickers all over town. How does it feel from where it started to where it is now?
Tiffany, it is like kind of a surreal experience just because it's been such a process getting to this point. So it's been 12 years, if you can believe it. Literally yesterday was our 12-year anniversary, September 31st. So kind of hard to believe to wrap your head around how long things take, but I think it gives us all a little bit of perspective of how long big projects like this take. But it's amazing. I mean, honestly, seeing the community stay involved and really interested in seeing this project through to fruition for the entire 12 years has been really heartwarming and just gives me that sense of pride about Acadiana that I think we all really love this place for. So we actually sent out the project's documents, the design documents, out for bid a couple weeks ago. So we should be getting those back in just a couple weeks, which is super exciting. It's really happening. We're going to hopefully break ground before the end of the year, and construction will take about a year to maybe a year and a half, depending on how the contractor kind of stages it. But we're really excited to have some sort of grand opening in 2019.
Wow. I know that one of the big hopes that's been on the talk is a pavilion for the farmers market. What else are y'all hoping to build when this passes?
So that is definitely in phase one. A big dog park is also going to be in phase one. Running trails, a beautiful pond lined with Louisiana wetlands, and a beautiful Louisiana iris garden, which is going to be really phenomenal. Tons of trees, an oak alley, tree houses, a little outdoor classroom. I mean, all sorts of really great stuff that'll make this park absolutely phenomenal as soon as the doors are open day one. And then a couple revenue generating elements like a little mini golf course, a little Louisiana themed carousels, kind of make a little family zone, and then just really preserve the beauty of the natural landscape as it is today. I mean, every single oak tree is the entire park has been designed around making those spaces even more enjoyable than they are today.
It's absolutely gorgeous out here, and I'm appreciating, so the farmers market happens on Saturday, but as I pass on Johnson Street, I see more and more cars parked for people that are just enjoying the park aspect of it, the natural aspect of it. There's these gorgeous trees in the back. It's perfect for picnicking. So I'm really happy that Lafayette is taking advantage of that.
Absolutely. And honestly, so am I. I mean, I think that the kind of increase in traffic is just a testament to how the word is spreading through the community that this is a fabulous space to come kind of any time during daylight hours and just really get off the work mindset and really take a moment to take a breath and enjoy the beautiful nature around us, because the beauty of this park is that it's 100 acres, which a lot of people just can't even believe the scale of it, but it's really long and narrow, and so a lot of people don't realize that it goes way beyond what you can see from Johnson Street, which really allows you to get away from the hustle and bustle of the noises of the city, and you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, and there's these beautiful ravines in the back. I mean, it's a really magical place, and I think a lot of people are starting to appreciate that it really does provide that little moment of respite in the middle of our busy city.
So I know that the farmers market started a few years ago. How did that come into play with it being at this park?
You know what? That was actually a vision of the former mayor, Joey Durrell, and he was very passionate about making sure that people understood what this new project was going to be about. And having this weekly market has been amazing to bring the public to the space, because for 100 years, literally, Tiffiany, almost, it was off limits. It was like no trespassing, UL property, call to, whatever, 231, blah, 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 get on site. But I think we're just grateful, because I think that is the reason why we have so much increased traffic, is because people now know that it is open from sunup to sundown every day of the week, and that it is this beautiful amenity for them to bring their family and friends out to have a great time in the park. So I think it's so not only is it a fabulous kind of exposure for us to kind of talk about what the park is about, but I think it's also just this amazing market that, I mean, if you guys have not been out here, absolutely you should join, because it is thousands of people on a Saturday morning. There's so much local produce. You're really supporting your local economy. You'll see tons of people out here. There's things you can grab to eat for breakfast. I mean, coffee, you name it. It is so good. And, of course, what you need for the rest of your week for groceries. So it's pretty amazing.
Right now, the farmers market is here every Saturday. I know sometimes in the fall and the spring they'll do a Wednesday market. Do you ever think that we will get to a point where the market would be open 5 days a week or 7 days a week?
I think that is a great long-term goal. I have no idea. I mean, I think that's really dependent, but I think that honestly, and I think you can really attest to this, and so can your listeners, I mean, this local food economy and the slow food movement is really something that's growing, and that, younger generations are very passionate about. So I can only imagine that this market is going to grow and be more successful as time goes on, and more people are going to begin to demand these types of options from their communities, as opposed to going to, Costco to get their produce, because I know that it's in bulk, but at the same time, I think people really care about making that connection to their local economy and their local growers.
E.B., thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Listen, thanks so much for having us, and I just encourage everybody to come out here and enjoy this gorgeous market.
All right, we are going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to be back with another vendor. So come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany Deku, and we are doing a special on-location recorded episode of the Lafayette Food Junkie radio show. We are out at the Lafayette Farmers and Artisans Market. It's a little hot, but it smells like bacon right now, so it's pretty awesome. Joining me now is no stranger to the show, Mr. Paul Ayo of Paul Ayo Food. He is bringing home the bacon. Did I say your last name correctly this time?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, are you BSing me, or are you telling me the truth?
I'm telling you the truth. I would never lie.
Okay, so tell me about this bacon that I'm smelling and smells delicious right in front of me.
Well, I make bacon, and I do it the old school way. This is like very traditional way of doing it. Basically the way they did it before we had refrigeration. Okay. So it lasts a lot longer, and it has really full flavor. And you can pronounce all of the ingredients, which is the unusual thing. A lot of stuff, like when you buy it in the store, you read the back of the package, and it's like, mono what? I can't even say that word. This is literally sugar, salt, black pepper, and just a little bit of love.
Love is actually the biggest and secret ingredient, isn't it?
Absolutely. You have to love the bacon.
And so are you guys out here every Saturday for the farmers market?
We are here every Saturday for the farmers market, trying to find other ways that we can get my bacon out to other places. But right now it's a farmers market right here in Moncus Park.
So you've got some other things that you've been doing. You want to mention those real quickly?
Yeah, we do a little bit of catering and some cooking and stuff. We're actually helping with the Eat Lafayette Award Dinner. So we're going to be doing that on Monday, which is really cool. I get to cook with a bunch of actual chefs, and they include me for some reason. I don't know why. But we're going to be doing that.
So your partner in crime just said that you're making ladies cry. What's that about?
Oh, when the first time you taste the bacon in your life and you realize how bad the other stuff was, your eyes roll back in your head and they might start crying.
I will admit that while I've been here, I had a piece. It was delicious. And a lady came up with her dog, and her dog very much wanted some of that bacon.
Oh, yeah, dogs love it. You should see my dog in the backyard whenever we're trying to make it or whatever. I'll start cooking it on the pit, and my dog's just like sitting there going, please. But he has a sensitive stomach, so he don't get none.
What's hilarious is that as soon as the market bell rang, I smelled the bacon, and it was like, y'all did that on purpose.
Oh, yeah. It's ode to horse farm. It's a new scent that we've come out with. Put a little bit on that. Yeah, it's gonna. The girls are just gonna come screaming.
So recently, we were all saddened by the closure of your kitchen store, East Kitchen, but you've kind of been going nonstop since. You've been doing the catering, you've been doing the bacon. Do you have some other things that you've been working on?
I'm in the process of starting a video blog series. It's going to be under paulio.com, pauliofood.com. I'm going to have recipes on there, how to cook stuff, some basics. The next one that I'm doing is actually roasted garlic. You know, what you can do with roasted garlic, and there's so many things that you can do with those things. And then we're probably going to end up doing some product reviews also. Since I do have the contacts in the industry, I can still get my hands on some of those things. So we're going to do some product reviews, because some people, you go and buy stuff and you don't realize until you buy it, and then you're like, man, this thing is horrible. It doesn't work. It doesn't do what it says it was going to do. And just as an example, like, we use this induction cooker here at the horse farm, and it's one of those ones that you use, like, as seen on TV. And when I first saw it, I was like, no way. There's no way that's going to work. And it's amazing. It works so well. Somebody bought all of it. Nice. Well, if somebody cannot make it to the farmer's market, is there any other way that they can buy your delicious bacon? They can contact me either through Facebook on Messenger or something like that. And we'll try to figure out a way. We are trying to figure out, like, a lot of times we cut it and package it at Legends on Pinhook. Fortunately, they let us do it there so that it is safe. And we're going to go ahead and sometimes people will buy it there. Okay. Well, that is good to know. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Paul. Thank you so much, Tiffany. All right. We are going to take another break, and when we come back... Oh, wait. I need a hug first. Okay. Hug. While cooking the bacon, a multi-purposing man. Love it. Okay, we are going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to have another vendor from the farmer's market. So come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffiany Deku, and we are doing a special on-location episode of the Lafayette Food Junkie radio show. We are out here at the Lafayette Farmers and Artisans Market here at Moncus Park. And I do want to mention really quickly, we were talking to EB earlier in the show about the different things that are happening at the horse farm. They're going to be having the Taco Festival here on October 28th, so tickets are still available for that, and you guys can go out and what better way to eat tacos than in this beautiful surrounding. Joining me now is Snow Vincent with Santa Rita Honey. I will say this is his first time on the show, but he has been mentioned several times on the show by the other vendors of the market. Most recently, Melissa Lenner with Let the Good Nosh Roll went on a 5-minute tangent about how amazing you were and how amazing your honey was. She just kept going on and on about it. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Well, thank you very much for having us.
Okay, so how did the honey start?
We started in 2004. My son had planted a garden, and he had a lot of flowers and no vegetables. He said, came to me and he said, Dad, I think we need some bees. So I said, okay. And I just more or less kind of retired, but anyway, we decided to get into the honeybee business, and we bought 65 3-pound containers of bees with the queen, and had enough boxes to make about 500 boxes of bee boxes, and so we started out with 65 hives, and that's how we got started.
How hard is it to harvest honey, and take us a little bit through that process?
Well, it's probably during the heat of the day in the summertime, and it's really hot, but we have supers on top of the deep boxes that we collect all the honey from, and we go and add it's a fume box that runs the bees out, and we take the supers and bring them to the honey house and spin them out on a uncapping tank, spin them out on a centrifuge, and then strain the honey in a 5-gallon bucket, and then put it in the bottling tank. And from that system, then we go to the market with it.
So I see different products that you have with the honey. What are some of the products that I'm seeing behind us?
Well, we have the regular honey, And then we have cut cone in honey, and have cut cone in round. And we have granola, honey granola. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But anyway, and my wife makes that, and it's really a good product. And that's it.
What's the difference between the honey that has the comb in it and the honey that does not have the comb in it?
It's really not that much difference, but the people like to chew the comb.
Okay.
It's all it is beeswax, and then they usually spit out the beeswax after they chew the honey out of it. But it's really a commodity that they like.
So I was told long ago that if you have allergies, especially seasonal allergies, that it was helpful to start eating locally made honey because it would help you get over the allergies. I don't know how much you know about that, but I'm just mentioning that right now because we're talking about honey.
You take a tablespoon a day, and it doesn't make any difference how you take it, either straight or in coffee or peanut butter or anything, a day, and do it continuously. And it will help with allergies.
Okay, so there is some fact behind that. That is very good to know. How does it make you feel to know how much the other vendors love your honey and say such good things about the product that you're putting out?
Well, the honey sells itself. It's raw honey. We only heat it up to about 100 degrees to be able to bottle it good, easy. And it's raw honey, and it's not anything like you buy out of the store from different parts of the country. It has a real good flavor and taste, and it's really good for you.
And so you guys are only sell exclusively at this market and then the Lake Charles cash and carry market, is that correct?
And also some stores around Lake Charles.
Okay. Well, that is good to know. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, thank you for having us, and we're out here. We try to be out here every Saturday, unless the weather is bad. So it's a pretty good drive from Lake Charles, but we enjoy coming out here.
All right, we are going to take another break, and when we come back, we have another vendor from the market. So come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on Newstalk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to Get Well Acadiana with Dr. Kevin. I hope you've learned a lot about nutrition today, and it's so complicated, and, having somebody to help you through it makes such a difference. All these stars that lose this weight, they don't do that by themselves. They have coaches that help them, that know what they're doing, that can, go through a day-to-day program with them and help them figure out what's keeping them from losing the weight that they've tried to lose for so long. Now, the last thing that I wanted to discuss today was healthy fats. Healthy fats are so important that you add to your diet. The good thing about healthy fats in my nutrition program is it keeps you full for a long time. If you eat some healthy fats, it's gonna keep you from being hungry for hours and hours. And so carbohydrates burn fast and you're hungry again in just an hour or two. But if you add healthy fats to your diet, it keeps you full. And this is a topic for another show because this is a whole hour discussion. But healthy fats, whenever it comes right down to it, burn really cleanly in your body. So if you think of your car, when you drive your car, it produces an exhaust. Now, as our cells go through their processes, they produce exhaust. They produce waste products just from your everyday cellular processes. Your cells run cleaner off of healthy fats than they do off of carbohydrates or protein. So having high healthy fats in your diet is very, very important. And I can show you the levels and how many you should have each day and go through all of the details. But healthy fats are things like your avocados, your walnuts, olive oils, fish, Alaskan cold water fish. These healthy fats are very, very good for you, and they keep you full. Things like grass-fed organic butter, ghee, these things are really, really good for your diet, and to add these things to your nutritional list. And the neat thing about that is you're never hungry. If you feed your body healthy fats, then you can get through the day and you don't even think about food. And also cravings. So I'm a firm believer that your body craves things that it needs. So, but we've kind of gotten skewed to say I'm craving, say, sweets or I'm craving junk food, when really your body is craving something that it needs, like healthy fats or some sort of a mineral. So I'm starting a new weight loss group next week to discuss all of these details, and I'm going to be taking the first 20 people that sign up for my for my weight loss program called Healthy Weight, Healthy Future. I'm hosting a free community workshop to go over all the details and explain to you how the program works. And with my program, I promise you won't go hungry. You won't be eating like a rabbit. We're going to meet at the Hilton Garden Inn on Tuesday, October the 17th at 7 p.m. for me to go over all of the details. You can sign up by calling my office at 837-7174 and leave your name and number on the machine, or you can text LOSE to 77453 and your number will pop right up on the screen. Guys, listen, if you struggled with weight your whole life, these yo-yo diet plans, these up and down weight loss, you lose 10, you gain 15. I can help you with that. I can show you how to get on a path to finally get down to your healthy weight and keep it there. I've kept mine off for 5 years and I can show you how to do the same. You can call 837-7174. That's 837-7174 or text LOSE to 77453 and we'll get you registered. We'll get you on a healthy path and we're going to make sure that you have a healthy future. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you at the workshop and talk to you next week.